Hi, I'm Kelly and I draw things, and here's how to start making and selling your own stickers. So stickers have really exploded in popularity over the last few years, and I think selling them is simpler than people might think, but also a really easy thing to add to an art business if you're already selling other items that you have drawn. And it is my biggest money maker at craft shows and conventions right now, so the demand is there. I think it's a really good thing to have in your shop. So I sell stickers 5 different ways, and I'll break down all those different ways in this video. But I sell them in my online shop, on Etsy, in person at events like Comic-Con, Artist Alley, craft shows, things like that, through Fair, which is a wholesale website, think Etsy, but you're selling to other stores. And then I sell them in my Patreon only sticker club, which is a great time to thank my patrons for supporting my work. If you want to become a patron on Patreon and get things like early access to videos, behind the scenes, process shots, polls, other cool stuff, that link is in the description. So there are a lot of different ways to sell stickers, and they can range from very hands-on to very hands-off. So let's start on the hands-off end of the spectrum and then work our way to more hands-on, and I'll explain each step as we go. And I'll talk about selling both online and in person. First thing you need to understand about selling stickers is you need 3 things. You need the art to put on the sticker, which I know seems obvious, but I just wanted to mention it. And if you're watching this video, you probably already have that step kind of done or in process, or you're thinking about it. Number 2, you need a place to sell your stickers, again, online or in person. And then number 3, you need a way to actually make the sticker to sell to other people. So again, starting on the least hands-off end of the spectrum, and I think the least hands-off way you can make stickers is to utilize a print-on-demand service that doubles as a storefront. So what's print on demand? Print on demand is where an item is printed once the order has been placed by a person. That means there's no backstock, there's no stacks of stickers hanging around in your house. It is printed on demand, when the demand is there, when the order is placed. A print on demand service that I have used that has its own storefront is Society6. Society6 does a ton of different items, but let's just focus on stickers right now. To use Society6, you make an account, you upload your work, you format it in their templates, like on their website. It's really streamlined now. And you're done, like that's kind of it. And then you hope people buy it, and you don't have to build a storefront, you don't have to find manufacturers, you don't have to run the storefront, like it's all done by Society6. It's also really easy to start your shop. You can build, I think, your shop for free, and then it costs $1 to verify your payment information, so you're like a real person. I think it keeps bots from coming in and doing a bunch of stuff. But because Society6 does do so much of that work, you do only get 10% of the sale. But this is a great method for people who are starting out, who maybe don't have room for a bunch of storage, who want to be really hands-off, who have people asking for their work and they really don't have interest in becoming a manufacturer. You just want to do the art, but there is a demand, so I think it's a really good fit for people who are just like, set it up, done, walk away, make some passive income, you're good. Because then you have a place to send buyers with very little work from your end. So just so I can say I have mentioned it, Redbubble is another platform that does this. However, I am no longer on Redbubble. I was at one time, not anymore. Recently, they increased their fees. A lot of people jump ship, and I took the opportunity to also kind of jump ship just because I wasn't selling anything on there anyway, and it was kind of just like a dead space for my work. And so I just kind of shut it all down. Because I made 0 money on Redbubble for a very, very long time, but Society6, I make like 20 bucks a month, which isn't a ton, but it's like lunch, you know, it's 20 bucks I didn't have otherwise, that adds up. So I have closed my Redbubble, but it might be a good fit for you. Do your own research and figure out what is the best for you and your work. You can go investigate my Society6 if you would like. You can go to kellylatham.com and click on the socials section, or the links, and it'll be in the big rainbow stack of buttons, or I'll put the link in the description. That's probably easier. But really, I haven't updated it in years. It's on my very long list of things to eventually do when I have time, which I don't have any time, so therefore I will never do them. But my big seller there is this blue bonnets painting I did, because it kind of fits a ton of different like home decor stuff, and people really like it. And that's kind of all it sells. I'd like to add some more stuff, but again, we'll see. So I was very much the set it up, you know, walk away and let it become passive income. All right, moving on to slightly hands-on is, again, another print-on-demand, but you are running the storefront. And so that would be a print-on-demand service plus Etsy. So first, What's Etsy? Etsy is an online market space where you can sell your artwork and handmade items. But Etsy is still the main governing body in charge of everything. It's like when you make a social media web page and your web page is still on the social media platform, Etsy is the platform. Except this time your profile is a shop. And you have a lot more flexibility with customizing Etsy than you do something like Society6. But with Etsy, you do need to take your own photos, write the listings, upload information, pay a small fee per listing, so then people can then buy it. And then like a ton of more stuff. Etsy shop can be a really big time suck and a big responsibility, but some people also really enjoy it. So after you make your Etsy account, maybe or maybe not, you have other things on there already, you can then link it to a print-on-demand service like Printful or Printify. I have not used either of these companies. I just know of them from being around. And they're the same idea as Society6, where you upload the art and then they make the item once it's been ordered and then they ship it for you. But it's you that makes the shop listings, takes the photos, and you have more control and you're more involved than where on Society6 they literally do everything for you. And the profit margin has the opportunity to be a lot better than Society6. Again, Printful and Printify make a ton of different items. We're just talking about stickers here. So we have moved from zero hands-on with Society6 of upload, walk away, leave it, to kind of hands-on with Etsy plus print on demand, where you are running the Etsy shop, but Printful or Printify or another print on demand company is making, manufacturing, packaging, and shipping the actual product. So again, this is also good for people just starting out or people who just want to do the admin stuff and not deal with shipping, packaging, all that stuff. So moving towards the more hands-on end of the scale, you're still on Etsy, but you are shipping your own stickers and printing them with your own manufacturer. So the process is the same, setting up the shop as the last step, but instead you are finding someone to make the stickers for you, and you do have piles of them around your house. And then you do ship them on your own. So you can do these in any order, but once again, you need to set up your Etsy shop, and then you'll need some stickers, which means finding a sticker manufacturer. And this sounds terrifying to some people, but there are a ton of them, and I'll share the ones I've used in the past. Some of these I don't use anymore, some I do, but just putting it all out there. So for my standard die cut 3-inch vinyl stickers, I'll put a bunch of pictures up here. I use stickerblitz.com. They have a great 15 stickers for $9 deal that I utilize all the time. They call them their samples, and they're really great for starting out. I've used Sticker Mule when they have sales for holographic stuff, and then I have used Sticker App, and they have all sorts of cool finishes like glitter, dotty, hollow, and like glow in the dark and stuff. So if you want like fancy stuff, head over to Sticker App. They have a lot of options. But do research your sticker manufacturers to make sure your goals and values align with theirs. And once you do that, you too can have piles of stickers all around your house. So you can investigate my Etsy as well. It's Kelly Latham Art on Etsy.com. Same process to find that button with my kellylatham.com/links, or I'll put the direct link in the description as well. But this is also the step to take if you want to sell stickers in person at comic convention, artist alley, craft shows, art markets, things like that, because you physically need the sticker there to sell it. Having someone walk up and order one at a show, I mean, you can do it, but I wouldn't recommend it. So you do need to have the stacks of stickers to then sell in person, and this is a great way to do that. Okay, moving a bit more to the hands-on side of the spectrum. You can have your own storefront instead of Etsy and use a sticker manufacturer to make your stickers, and then you're shipping them on your own. So again, Etsy is still the governing body when you have an Etsy shop. I'm talking about building your own store or website to sell your products. So essentially it's the exact same thing as Etsy, but you do even more work. But you have the potential to make more money. Some website hosts that people use that I know of are Shopify and Wix. I personally have used Squarespace for over a decade. I love them, they're great. And every time I want to do something new, like I think it's gonna take a ton of work, and then it doesn't because they have a template. So I really like Squarespace. I've used them for a long time, and they run my portfolio website and my shop. And I don't do any coding, like I know zero coding things, so I just use a template. You can go investigate at kellylatham.com. And that link is in the description as well. Now, if you thought building an Etsy was a ton of work, building a website is a ton more work than the Etsy. But you can use it for other stuff as well. For example, like I mentioned, I use it for my portfolios, like plural, and I have one for comics, one for illustration, one for storyboards, one for surface design. So it holds all of that, plus it holds my webcomic that I update every week, or multiple webcomics. And I have a secret shop for my patrons and like all this other stuff. So a website doesn't have to be just a shop for me. It's a ton more, and the shop is just part of it, and that works out. I actually built my portfolio website and then added a shop to it a couple years later, if I think back. So some pros to having your own website shop is you have 100% of the control, which is great, and doesn't cost anything to list a bunch of items or some items. Like every listing, remember you get that listing fee on Etsy, on my website, I can just put like 100 items up a day and I don't pay anything that day. Now I am paying for the website, domain host, and the subscription to Squarespace and all of that per year, but per item, I'm not paying anything to list it in the shop. So I can take risks and be a lot more experimental and post something that I'm not sure is gonna sell, versus on Etsy, I wait until I know it's gonna sell and then put it on Etsy. But you do have to be everything to everyone all the time. There is no, oh, I don't know, go talk to Etsy support. There is no Etsy support. You are support for your own website. And people aren't going to trust a random website rather than Etsy, where they know someone else is involved and there to protect their funds when they're purchasing things. And you do have that big annual fee to keep it up. Like I pay like $300 a year for my Squarespace, but that includes like a billion different things, and like a mailing list subscription, all that. So it does not have to be that expensive to launch your own shop. Mine is, because I've built it up over the last decade. So to recap, we just talked about making your own website to sell stickers that you order from a manufacturer and have stacks of around your house. But you can go even further on the hands-off and ditch a manufacturer and make your own stickers in your own home, your own studio, and then sell them in your own shop. And you are 100% just you, and you're just ordering supplies. So generally, and there will be exceptions, the way people are doing this is they are taking their art that they finished, they are printing it onto sticker paper that they run through their own printer at home, and then they take that sticker paper with the art on it and run it through another machine that cuts it into the sticker shapes. Two popular brands of that cutting machine are Cricut and Silhouette. Me, when I did this, I had a Silhouette Cameo 4. So pros of this, 100% control over literally everything. You can make as many stickers as you want for very little cost per sticker. You have stickers available to you immediately. You have an idea, it can be a sticker a couple hours later. You don't have to wait for a manufacturer to ship them to you. You can experiment with a ton of sticker stuff, see what's in demand, see what's not, find your style. It's a really low cost way per sticker to try a bunch of stuff out, and there's very little risk involved. Now the cons, it does take a ton of time to print and cut all of these stickers. And if anything messes up, that's on you, and that takes up your time, your money, and your supplies. And then even more time if you want to laminate them. It also takes a lot of money to buy the machines. My printer's $300, my Silhouette was also $300, the paper is a couple $100. Like, it's a lot of money up front, and then you're slowly making it back as you sell stickers, but your cost per sticker is less once you make enough to pay off those machines. But yeah, it's like $500-600 up front. At least for me it was. But I also have my own printer for other stuff in my art business, so that offsets it a little bit. And if anything goes wrong, you have to figure it out with the help of YouTube. Like, that's really your only option. And you eat the cost of anything that prints, cuts, or laminates wrong. And that's many rounds of working on these stickers and where something can be an error. You also have to find suppliers for all of these things you need to make your stickers. So lots of pros and lots of cons on this option. Think about your personal situation, weigh your options, and see what's right for you. And so that is having your own storefront and doing all of your stickers in your home studio. And I actually did that for about 1.5 years. So now I'm going to tell you my sticker journey and where I am on this hands-on spectrum and what I did to get where I am now. So first, I started off selling in person at Comic-Cons and Artist Alley. I made an online store later. This is the opposite of what happens to a lot of different people. I just kind of jumped in. I was like, yeah, whatever, cool. And I actually used Avery labels from Walmart to make my own stickers. I ran them through my printer with my art. I cut them apart and I sold them for $1. I had some coupons. I ordered some die cut stickers, but they weren't selling really well because this was before the pandemic. And so instead I bought a button machine, and buttons were like 25% of my income. And that's what I focused on a lot. So stickers kind of went by the wayside, wasn't really my thing at the time. Then the end of the world happened and there were no more Comic-Cons for a while. And because shipping a single button is $4 because it has to be shipped as a package, and shipping a sticker is 60 cents because it can be sent in an envelope, I was really interested in selling stickers online instead of trying to sell buttons when artist alleys weren't happening. So I did a ton of research on TikTok. And I bought a Silhouette Cameo 4. And then I used Online Labels weatherproof inkjet glossy sticker paper to start printing and cutting my own stickers to sell. It was a $500 investment to get all of that equipment, and I made that back within 3 months of selling my stickers online and taking my online store seriously instead of just kind of like existing, because there were no Comic-Cons to go to for a very long time. So I made my own stickers this way for about 1.5 years, and I learned a lot about stickers. And I learned a lot about stickers and marketing and making my own products and what worked and what didn't. It was a ton of knowledge, and it was a really good experience. And I'm happy I made my own for a while. I think it was really good for me. So when I made them myself, I used a Silhouette Cameo 4 to cut out the stickers. And to print the stickers, I used an Epson Workforce 7610. That is discontinued. I now have an Epson Workforce 7840. It's just the newer version of it. And I use that to print all the stickers. And I use Online Labels as my sticker paper. I use the weatherproof inkjet glossy, and the link to my resource list in the description with all those direct links in case you don't want to try to remember all that and type it in and try to find it later. And while I was selling stickers, I also started making and selling bookmarks that I made in my home studio. And the demand on those got high enough, I kind of played around with the idea of what if I tried outsourcing them instead, because it takes a long time to cut and laminate and re-laminate each bookmark. And so I tried outsourcing them. They came in. I was floored. They were beautiful. And it was so much easier to get online and order 100 bookmarks for 25, 30 bucks rather than cut and laminate each bookmark 100 times in my studio. So number of hours versus cost to outsource them, like everything was in favor of outsourcing. And that kind of got me thinking, maybe stickers take up a ton of time too. I wonder if it would be more cost effective to outsource. And that kind of got me thinking in that way. But I had all the equipment at that time, so I just kept making stickers in my studio because I could make them like day of, almost print on demand. Like I didn't have to have a ton of back stock. So I was already set up to make stickers in my home studio, so I kept doing that. I also started selling bookmarks wholesale, which means I was willing to sell them to other businesses for them to sell them in their shops. For example, like independent bookstores will sell my bookmarks in their shops along with their books. And I wanted to start selling my stickers wholesale. But I know at this point my stickers were not waterproof, and I didn't want to start selling them wholesale without them being waterproof. Because even though Online Labels says weatherproof, it is not the same as waterproof, like at all. They're really not very durable. And I was losing faith in my product, which I didn't like. So I did some research and I was like, oh, I could start laminating them. And that would make them waterproof and way more durable, like it'd be great. But that adds a whole nother machine and even more time per sticker. And at this point, I was wondering if the time per sticker was even worth it for the quality of product I was getting, because I felt like it was way too many hours. And then the final straw happened and I quit making my stickers in my studio. My Mac software updated on my computer and my Silhouette was no longer compatible. And at that point, I was just like, no, I'm done, I'm good. And I started outsourcing, which was the best thing I've ever done. So I started ordering my stickers from manufacturers, and that's what I still do today. And because I order them from a manufacturer, they are waterproof and they are dishwasher safe, which is a really good selling point because people like to put them on water bottles and cups and things like that. And today I sell those stickers in 5 different spots. I have them in kellylatham.com and my online shop. I have them in my Etsy shop. I sell them in wholesale through Fair to other stores because now I'm confident in my product that it's going to hold up, so that's been really great. I sell them in in-person events like Comic-Con or art shows. And then they are my Patreon sticker club. And that is how I make stickers. If you like this video, you'll also probably like this video where I talk about how to make art prints and then how to sell said art prints for more income. And I'm Kelly, and thanks for watching. Bye.